Welcome dear student. In previous lecture we have discussed about how to improve the coverage area of cellular system. Different methods we have seen for improving coverage area of cellular system. Also we have discussed about interference. We have discussed about the co-channel interference. Now in this lecture also we have discussed about how to improve the channel capacity. Now in this lecture we are going to see about what is the cell splitting, concept of the cell splitting, and why the cell splitting technique is used in wireless cellular system. Cellular mobile system were implemented to improve the utilization of spectrum efficiency. The motivation behind implementing a cellular mobile radio system is to improve the utilization of spectrum efficiency. When the call traffic density in an area starts to build up and the frequency channel, you can say capital F to this, in each cell cannot provide enough mobile cells to increase the capacity of cellular systems. Therefore, there is a necessity of cell splitting to improve the capacity of cellular system by increasing the number of reuse channels. Normally, the new radius is 1/2 of the original radius in this area. Thus, the new cell area becomes 1/4 the old cell area. Each new cell carries the same maximum traffic load of the old cell. So the new traffic of the station becomes 4 times the old traffic. There are two important kinds of cell splitting techniques: permanent splitting and dynamic splittings. Cell splitting is the process of subdividing a congested cell into a smaller cells. Listen carefully, students. Cell splitting is the process of subdividing a congested cell into a smaller cells such that each smaller cell has its own base station with a radius of total antenna with reduced antenna height and reduce the transmitter power. It increases the capacity of a cellular system since number of times channels are reused increases. As we have discussed, the two kinds of cell splitting techniques are permanent splittings. In permanent splitting, each new split cell is planned ahead of time with consideration of the number of channels, transmitter power, assigned frequency, selection of the cell site and traffic load consideration. You can also define the cell splitting is the process of dividing the radio coverage of a cell site in a wireless telephone system into two or more new cell sites. Cell splitting may be performed to provide additional capacity within the region of the original cell site. The cell splitting that is used to extend the capacity with the number of channels of a mobile communication system. The radio coverage area of large cell sites are split by adjusting the power level and or using a reduced antenna height to cover a reduced area. Reducing the radio coverage area of a cell site by changing the RF boundaries of a cell site has the same effect as placing cells further apart and allow new cell sites to be added. So, as we have discussed, the motivation behind the implementing a cellular mobile, you can say radio system, is to improve the utilization of spectrum efficiency. When the call traffic density in an area starts to build up and the frequency channel is in each cell cannot provide enough mobile cells to increase the capacity of cellular system. Therefore, there is a necessity of cell splitting to improve the capacity of a cellular system by increasing the number of reuse channels. As we have discussed in previous lecture, generally the cells divided in hexagonal shape. Here shows a circular shape, square shape and hexagonal shape in front of you. The concept of cell splitting is the cell splitting achieves the capacity improvement by essentially the reuse the cellular system by decreasing the cell radius and keeping the co-channel reuse ratio unchanged. Cell splitting increases the number of channels per unit area. The cell splitting is the process of subdividing a congested cells into smaller cells with its own base station having the corresponding reduction in the antenna height and the transmitted power. Thus, cell splitting allows the orderly growth of the cellular system. It increases the number of base stations in order to increase the capacity of a cellular system. In this technique, the original cells are subdivided to form the new cells of similar size, you can say known as the microcells. Microcells have a smaller radius than the original cells. The microcells are installed between the existing cells. This increases the system capacity of cell traffic manifold due to the additional number of channel per unit area. Imagine if every cell, or consider circular area for cell splitting. In one circle, consider the four circles in large circle. So reduce in such a way that the radius of every cell was cut in half. The base station are placed at corner of the cells, and the area served by base station is assumed to be saturated with traffic. The blocking of the base station exists exceeding the acceptable rates. The new base stations are therefore needed in the region to increase the number of channels in the area to reduce the area served by the single base station. Note that original base station is surrounded by 6 new microcells. The smaller cells are divided or in particular operation, but here the smaller cells are added in such a way that to preserve the frequency reuse plan of the system. The microcell base station place half between two larger stations utilizing the same channel set. In order to cover the entire service or coverage area with small cells, approximately 4 times as many cells would be required. This can be easily shown by considering a circle with radius r. The area covered by such a circle is 4 times as large area covered by a circle with radius r by 2. This increase the number of cells would increase the number of clusters over the coverage region, which in turn would increase the number of channels and thus capacity in the coverage area. In practice, not all cells are split at the same time. It is difficult for service providers to find a real estate that is perfectly situated for cell splittings. Therefore, a different cell size will exist simultaneously. In such situation, special care needs to be taken to keep the distance between the co-channel cells at the required minimum, and the hence assignments becomes more complicated. As the cell splitting continues, the general formula you can express as new traffic load equals to 4 raised to n into traffic load of start up cell. This is a frequency reuse technique we have discussed already in our previous lectures. Now we are going here to discuss the cell splitting techniques. As we have discussed at starting, the permanent cell splitting and the dynamic splitting, you can say to this real time cell splitting. Permanent splitting, each new split cell is planned ahead of the time with consideration of the number of channels, transmitted power, assigned frequencies, selections of the cell site, and traffic load consideration. When the installation is ready, the actual service cut over is set at the lower traffic point, usually at midnight on a weekend. The frequency assignment follows the rule based on the frequency use distance ratio. The selection of a small cell site is a tough job. Therefore, the installation of every new split cell has to be planned ahead of times. The number of channels, the transmitted power, the assigned frequency, the choosing of the cell site selection, and the traffic load consideration should be considered. When the splitting is ready, the actual service cut over should be set at the lower traffic point, usually at midnight on a weekend. It will drop a few cells because of this cutover, assuming that the downtime of the cellular radio system is within 2 hours. The antenna can be mounted on a monopole or erected by a mastless arrangement. However, these splitting can be easy to handle as long as the cut over from a large cells to small cells takes place during a low traffic period. The frequency alignment should follow the rules based on the frequency use distance ratio with the power adjusted. This now next technique is the dynamic splitting or the real time cell splitting. This scheme is based on utilization the allocated spectrum efficiency in real time. Cell splitting proceeds over a cellular operating system to prevent a drop calls. Suppose there exists a communication line between two stations. If the area between two, you can say one capital A and two capital A. So the if area between two A sectors require increase the traffic capacity, then midpoint between two old 2A sector is named as new 2A, right? The new 1A is found by rotating the old 1A to 2A line clockwise by 120 degree. Then the orientations of new set of 7 split cell is determined to maintain the service for the ongoing calls. While doing the cell splitting, the channel assigned to the old 2A sector is separated into two groups. 2A equals to old 2A plus new 2A, where the new 2A represent the frequency channel used in the both new and old cells. In small sectors represent the frequency channel used only in the old cells. Real time or dynamic cell splitting technique is based on utilization the allocated spectrum efficiency in real time. The algorithm for dynamically splitting cell site is with the scenes we cannot afford to have one single cell unused during a cell splitting at heavy traffic hours. In many situations, such as traffic jams at football stadium after a game, in traffic jams resulting from automobile accidents, and so on, the ideal small cell sites, inactive ones, may be rendered operative in order to increase the cell's traffic capacity. The cell splitting should be processed gradually over a cellular operating system to prevent drop cells. These are the some limitations for the cell splitting technique. The size of splitting cells is depend on the two factors, the ratio aspect and the capacity of the switching process. The ratio, the radio aspect, the size of small cell is dependent on how well the coverage pattern can be controlled and how accurately vehicle locations would be known. And and the second important factor is the capacity of the switching processor. The smaller the cells, the more handoff will occur and the more cell splitting process is needed. This factor of switching processor is a larger factor than the handling of coverage area of small cells. Effect of cell splitting: when the cell splitting is caused to maintain the frequency reuse distance ratio in a cellular system, there are two considerations. One is the cell splitting affects the neighboring cells. The splitting cells cause the unbalanced situations in a power and frequency reuse distance and make it necessary to split small cell in neighboring cells. This phenomenon is the same as a ripple effect. The certain second effect is certain channels are used as a barrier. To the same extent, large and small cells can be isolated by selecting a group of frequency which will be used only in the cells located between the large cells on one side and the small cells on the other side, in order to eliminate the interference being transmitted from the large cells to the small cells. So this is about we have seen in today's lecture what is the cell splitting, necessity of cell splitting, concept behind the cell splitting. Then we have seen cell splitting techniques, that are permanent cell splitting and real time dynamic, you can say, cell splitting. Also we have discussed about the limitations and effects of cell splitting in this lecture.